Some people would naturally drift away, some will mock you, and others would try to pull you down. Not everyone has the courage to chase their dreams. Not everyone has the courage to take the first step. So when you start that journey to the life you've always wanted, it's gonna be lonely. It's gonna be uncomfortable, and you're gonna see the true colors of some people. And there's a truth we don't talk about enough. Chasing our dreams is a lonely place to be. When we start to focus on our goals, when we start to chase our dreams, we will change as a person. We will change our habit, we will change our lifestyle, we will change our routines. And for some people, they might think we're the weird one because we're not as easy to reach out to, we don't hang out as often, and we're too busy with ourselves. So some people would naturally drift away, some will mock you, and others would try to pull you down, sometimes in subtle ways, other times not so subtle. It hurts, especially when you think of them as your friends, but it turns out they see you as rivals. They don't want you to move forward, they want you to stay the same. But here's the thing, not everyone has the courage to chase their dreams. Not everyone has the courage to take the first step. Most people stay where it's safe, where it's familiar, and they may not understand why we are chasing our dreams. Why do we move forward? And it made them uncomfortable because they have been staying the same all this time, and they don't want you to leave them behind. So when you start that journey to the life you've always wanted, it's gonna be lonely. It's gonna be uncomfortable, and you're gonna see the true colors of some people. You'll lose some friends, you'll question yourself, and you might even wonder if this is worth it. But here's what I learned. This loneliness is temporary. It's a necessary part of the journey, and this is the path that will test you. It'll strip away what isn't real, and it will leave you with only what matters, including the relationships you are in. It's not about proving anyone wrong or leaving anyone behind. It's about staying to yourself even when it's hard. And the best part is, it's also a good way to filter out your friends. There are those who would leave you when they see you getting better in your life, when they see you moving forward, when they see you achieving your dreams. And there are those who would support you through and through thick and thin, whether you're trying something new, whether you're staying the same, whether you're failing or succeeding, they will always be there. And those are the true friends that I found in my journey. And once you get past the hard part, it gets easier. You start to find your people. You start to see the ones who support you, people who sees you as who you are, not what they want you to be. So over time, the closer you are to your dreams, the loneliness fades. It would be replaced by a sense of belonging you never thought possible. And then once you eliminated those people who only needed you for their convenience, you look back and realize that you didn't lose anything. You gained everything. You grew, you became bigger than your fears, bigger than those who try to pull you back down, and it's all because your heart is bigger than all of them. I hope you find this insightful. Remember, it's not gonna be easy, but it's not impossible.